You ready? Okay. I call to order this business meeting of the Cave Creek Unified School District. Today is Monday, April 10th, and it is 6 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and our student leader today is from Sonoran Trails, Jaron Davidson. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, item 1.3, roll call. All members of the governing board are present. From the cabinet, we have Mrs. Rodriguez, Mrs. Scott, Dr. Jensen, and Dr. Hendrickson. I was going to call you Fredrickson. Sorry. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion passes. All right.
I'd like to pull 4.3 and
Okay.
put it after action consent, please.
Well, we already approved it, but what's 4.3? Okay, we'll do that.
Sorry
So,
about that.
is there a motion to approve it as amended?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of the amended agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, okay. Let me put this down here, 4.3. All right. All right, President's report. Well, in the last 2 weeks, I attended the Teacher of the Year dinner, and congratulations to all of our teachers that were present. They are very well deserving. Actually, all of our teachers are deserving, but we can only have one from each school. I also attended the PD at Sonoran Trails, and I cannot begin to explain how blown away I was. Our teachers work exceptionally hard behind the scenes, and the data that they are collecting will be extremely useful for us as we go forward. And so, without getting mushy and gushy about it, it was amazing. I was very, very impressed. And so that's what I did in the last 2 weeks.
I had 2 weeks ago, we had obviously the district's Teacher of the Year celebration. And again, congratulations to the 7 teachers that we were able to highlight. It was a fantastic event and very worthy. All 7 candidates very worthy. And then the next night, I was able to attend the Lone Mountain STEAM night. They had put together about 20 or 22 different groups to come, and they had a set up in their multi-purpose room and back on the stage and even outside. And it was a great event. The overflowing, just a huge turnout. Groups like Rare Earth Gallery and the Cave Creek Dark Sky Initiative was there. Legoland was there. Home Depot, the kids were actually building little kits. So it was a neat event for the kids to really get some hands-on experience across a wide range of items. And then this past Saturday, I was able to attend the International Baccalaureate, the senior banquet, which Mrs. Thomas put on to recognize her seniors that are in the International Baccalaureate program. And so those students and their families, we were up at the cafeteria Saturday night, had a real nice event there. So that's it for me.
I was able to also attend the Teacher of the Year dinner. So it was a highlight so far of the spring. I'm looking forward to Black Mountain's last spring show coming out this week. So looking forward to seeing that. And then next week, last business partner breakfast of the season. That's it for me.
All right, well, I too attended the Teacher of the Year dinner, and that was great. And like Member Brown, I also was at the IB banquet. Didn't get to shake hands and say congratulations to every one of the students. I missed a couple, so I just wanted to say Lanai, Parker, Aiden, Alexis, Paige, Anaya, Nathan, Mia, Casey, and Kennedy. we're really proud of you. It's amazing the work that these students do, so congratulations to all of them. That's it.
All right. I also attended the Lone Mountain Steam Night, and it was fun to see all of the community members who came out, as well as it was nicely attended by the kids and teachers and all of that. So it was fun meeting a number of new teachers that I haven't had the opportunity to meet yet, and watching the kids and all their enthusiasm and the creativity of it. I was super impressed with the spacewalk that they had created and the art exhibit. It was just a lot of fun to see all those little young wiggly bodies being so excited, showing parents and the community what was going on. Then I had the opportunity, and I'm going to butcher his name, but I met with Danny Piaquadio from Harold's, who runs the Action for Students pack. I sat down with him last week because I know that's one of the things that he's been asking for. Sat down to really kind of talk about the district and what they're looking to do and what they would like for us to do and how we can all collectively come together to build up the district, support our teachers, and really, I think, bring the community all together under that. So stay tuned for some other things with that. Then I was set to attend, there was a mindfulness webinar that was being run. We had some technical difficulties, so that's going to be rescheduled. So if you didn't get the opportunity to sign up for it before, I encourage you to hop on that. And then, never thought I'd talk about this publicly, but I attended the Let's Talk Parent Workshop on Sexuality, which was a parent workshop that was held last week here in the boardroom. Dr. Patty Jensen puts that on along with some other ones that are coming up. I have to say, I was really impressed with the content that was presented and really disappointed that we didn't have more parents in attendance, because that's really what it was geared toward. I mean, let's face it, sex is a very difficult topic to discuss, even among adults, and so opening those conversations with our children is scary but important. And one of the biggest things that struck me was the slide that said 88% of children expressed that they would have delayed their activity longer had they felt like they had a parent at home who they could have been open with and talked to. So hopefully that will come again. I know there's another workshop coming up on technology and, getting kids off of this and the danger that it's doing to our minds. So I hope more people will participate. So that's my week. 2 weeks.
Well, thank you to all the board members for the time commitment that you made to attend as many functions as you have.
Janet, if I may, just one more quick thing. We tried an experiment at our last board meeting, and I just wanted to thank Principal Brella, her staff, and the district staff for hosting us over at the Cactus Shadows Lecture Hall. It was something we talked about, maybe taking this show on the road, and so that our meeting a couple of weeks ago was our first attempt and went well. It was nice to be in a different venue. So I just wanted to throw that out there to thank everybody that helped make that happen. So we'll do it again sometime.
Well said, thank you. Superintendent's report.
Yes, thank you, President Busby, members of the board. This sounds really loud. So just a few things that I want to share with you and the community. This next weekend, April 15th, Rock the District. So if you haven't ever attended that, I strongly would recommend it. This is the largest fundraiser that the Cave Creek Foundation, Educational Foundation, does, and all the proceeds that they raise for the foundation goes back to our teachers. So our teachers write for grants, and the foundation supports our teachers in their needs. So encourage you to go out on their website and purchase some tickets and come have some fun on Saturday night. We are having the last Finance Facts learning series. It's a learning series that I, as the CFO, have been putting on all year, and it's about different financial topics just to create that communication with our community, transparency about finances and how kind of things work behind the scenes. And this one's going to be about audits. So if anybody's interested, that's April 13th, and you can go on our website and RSVP. It's all via Zoom. So it's real easy just to log in to the Zoom and hear a little bit about audits if you'd like to do that. And then one of the events that I was able to attend was Celebration of the Arts. And it was amazing. We have a community partner, Sonoran Arts League, and they honored over 100 of our students from each of our schools. And our students are so talented. The artwork was just amazing. But the people who belong to that league are a lot of them are retired art teachers. So they really have a passion for this, and they support our kids. They gave them all goodie bags with art supplies in it, so they have like art things that they can do over the summer. They actually give scholarships to our seniors. So if any of you have a senior who is artistically inclined, there's money out there for them through the Sonoran Art League. And then, of course, all of the parents and the students that are listening right now know that testing is happening. So over the last few weeks, we've had testing going on, and our students are doing great. I just want to thank Bill Dolzel, who is our district testing coordinator, and he's been working with all of the testing coordinators at the school sites. They work really hard. There's a lot that goes into this testing. There's a lot of rules and things that we have to follow to make sure that we're in compliant with what the state is requiring us to do, because these are high stakes and they go up to the state, and we compete with other students in the state, which our kids came out, I just have to say, top testers in Maricopa County last year. So our kids did great on these tests. And then the IB dinner was great. The students were just amazing, and I really congratulate all of them on the work that they've put in to get to this point as a senior. They still have some testing to do, though. Their final IB test that they'll be doing in the next few weeks. But I do want to thank Ms. Thomas. She did an excellent job putting that together and honoring the students. And you'll see their cords and their stoles. They got those given to them that they'll be wearing at graduation. And then on a much heavier note, there's a report that came out today that ranks all of the states in the United States as far as their per pupil spending and how well the state supports the education system. And Arizona is ranked 51 out of 51. There's only 50 states. We're 51. Washington, D.C. is included in that as its kind of own little province. But I'm sorry, but this is a sad day for the students and our teachers of the state. So I would encourage all of you to contact your state representatives and let them know that this needs to change. We as school district administrators do oftentimes have meetings with legislatures. There is a meeting with Superintendent Tom Horn of Public Instruction, Superintendent of Public Instruction, in a few weeks with some other superintendents from other districts that I'll be attending to share our concerns. And hopefully, he can have some input on the status of funding in the state as well. So I'm sorry to have to share that news, but I just thought that it needs to be known, and we need to be vocal with our representatives that the funding formula in this state needs to be improved. So on a much happier note, we have a Student Leader of the Month with us. Jaron Davidson. Jaron's an 8th grader at Sonoran Trails Middle School. I'll turn it over to you, Jaron.
Hi, okay. My name is Jaron. I'm an 8th grader at Sonoran Trails and a Future Falcon at Cactus Shadows. I'm going to be honest, I hate talking about myself, but here we go. I'm in 4 honors classes, and I have a 99% average in my classes. I am a peer mentor in the PALS classroom, and I'm the secretary of our NJHS chapter, and I'm the president of Sonoran Trails Yearbook Club. And by the way, if you haven't already buy a yearbook, I promise they're good, seriously. When I got the email about being here today, a few things were happening and going through my mind. First of all, I was at McDonald's on a field trip for PALS. Second of all, I was very focused on the McGriddle in front of me. And lastly, I had to consider how I was going to attack this. How should I write this? Sonoran Trails produce lifelong memories. Some are great, others not so much. I laughed, smiled, and cried at Sonoran Trails. However, I can say with a 100% track record, I have never fallen asleep in class, despite my best efforts. But for every laugh, smile, head in my elbow, and tear, I've had friends and teachers to be there for me, and I'll never forget how they were there for me in those moments. I'm not going to lie and say I'm not worried for being a freshman. I am undoubtedly scared. I'm taking all honors and AP World as a freshman. It'll be a challenge. However, I'm confident that I'll succeed, and I wouldn't be able to succeed without the dedication of my teachers. So thank you to my teachers at Desert Sun, Horseshoe Trails, and Sonoran Trails for getting me to the point where I'm addressing the board and community tonight. So have an amazing night. Thank you for being here.
Wow. Thank you, Jaron. All right, item 2.1, call to the public. I do have an admonition to read. According to ARS 38-431.0, governing board members may not discuss or take legal action on matters raised during an open call to the public. The only allowable responses a governing board member may take are: 1, board member may respond if there is direct criticism of the board member; 2, board member may direct staff to look into a matter; or 3, board member can ask to have this item placed on a future agenda. Speakers need to be mindful of what they say when presenting to the board. Inappropriate comments could be considered slanderous. And we do have a couple of individuals. When you come to the microphone, please state your name. Our first speaker is, is Sukta Shah, and she will have 12 minutes as she has gathered, several people have put together their comments, so.
Don't worry, I don't need all 12 minutes. My name is Sucheta Shah, Acting Superintendent Rodriguez, President Busby, Vice President Brown, members Walker, Fortney, Ulmer. My name is Sucheta Shah. I have lived in Cave Creek School District for 22 years. I have served as a PTO Executive Board member for the last 3 years and have been a continuous parent volunteer since 2009 in our schools. I am the current president of PTO of Sonoran Trails Middle School. I have 2 children, one who graduated last year from Cactus Shadows and a current 8th grader at Sonoran Trails. I'm speaking on behalf of all CCUSD PTOs, which have been in communication for the last few days discussing policy KJA. We agree and accept the policy KJA as written and presented by Acting Superintendent Marcy Rodriguez. We would like to note that it is already difficult to fill positions on PTO boards. For 3 years straight, Sonoran Trails PTO has had to operate shorthanded due to several positions remaining unfilled. For the upcoming school year, we currently have 5 open seats still, including president, vice president, and several others. So if anyone has any volunteers, please send them our way. Parents are often deterred by the requirements and duties needed for these positions, especially for the president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. So adding any more restrictions or requirements to the PTO boards will deter further volunteers. PTOs are here to support our students that would otherwise not be possible without the PTO's fundraising. We are here to support projects for our school that our principal has identified that are needed to help our schools. We understand some oversight is needed and support policy KJA as presented. We are all here for our students and staff. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Erica Stoutenberg, and she will have 6 minutes.
I promise it will not take anywhere near that long. Good evening, Acting Superintendent Rodriguez, President Busby, and members of the board. My name is Erica Stoutenberg, and I'm the president of the PTO at Cactus Shadows High School. I've previously served on the boards of Sonoran Trails Middle School and Horseshoe Trails Elementary School. Thank you, Acting Superintendent Rodriguez, for including me in the advisory committee regarding the proposal of policy KJA regarding booster clubs. I have consulted with my counterparts on the other 6 PTOs in our district, and I'm happy to say we are all in support of the policy as proposed tonight. In talking with other PTO members, we would like to point out that the PTOs are distinctly different than other booster clubs, however. PTOs work hand in hand with their principals to support all the classrooms, all the teachers, and all the students in their school. The PTOs work very hard, with very little manpower sometimes, to make sure that every teacher and every staff member feels appreciated and has what they need to provide for all of our students. Thank you for the opportunity to lend our support to policy KJAS submitted, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. I would like to say thank you to everyone who's involved, actively involved with the PTOs. It is a lot of work, and everybody appreciates what you do, so thank you. I've been there. Okay, moving right along. 3.1, Students of the Month. The mission of the Cave Creek Unified School District is to provide an innovative, high-quality learning experience for all students. By facilitating strategies to develop curious, resilient, critical thinking problem solvers, students will be empowered to make a difference while inspiring excellence in our families, community, and the world. In Cave Creek Unified, we believe that every learner is unique and deserves the power to shape a personal path towards success. Abraham Lincoln once said, "I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end." We know that these students being recognized here tonight exhibit great character, do their very best, and inspire excellence through their effort, achievement, and service to others. These students receive this recognition and nomination from their individual teachers and principals at their own school, and we recognize them here tonight. They are the best of the best, and the reason that each of us serves on the school board. Truly, they inspire excellence. When I call your name, I would like for you to come forward and shake each board member's hand and Mrs. Rodriguez's hand, receive your recognition and certificate, and then get an individual picture taken. Stay standing here in front of the dais so that we can get a group picture at the end. Does this one work? Okay. All right. Our first student is from Black Mountain, Emmeline Shea Buffington. Is she here? Oh, she is absent. Okay. Our next student from Lone Mountain is Lily Bernard. From Desert Sun Academy, Winston Beal. He's not here. He is absent as well. All right, from Desert Willow, Jack Weisovich. Congratulations. Is that? Okay. All right. From Sonoran Trails, Isla Keefe. Congratulations. From Sonoran Trails, Reese Spencer. All right, and from Cactus Shadows, Minnie Mollett. However, she is absent. Okay. We're good. All right. Okay, item 3.2, policy KJA, relations with the booster organizations, presented by Mrs. Rodriguez.
Yes, thank you, Madam President, members of the board. So as you heard our wonderful PTOs speak to earlier, I was able to meet with several representatives from our boosters and our PTOs at our school, just because the work that they do for our schools is incredible. I have never worked for a district that has had so much support from the PTOs. So I would like a round of applause for them as volunteers at our schools and the work that they do for us. So part of when I first came here, I wanted to work with our boosters, was looking for the guidelines that we have in place as a district, and discovered that we have no policy that exists. So I did a little research to see if that was something that was standard, if there were other districts that had this policy. And almost every other district in the state has a policy that kind of talks about relationships with boosters. So I put something together that I thought, after being here at Cave Creek for a couple of years and really got a sense of who we are as a district, I felt that this was the policy that, the language that would work best for us. So one of the things that I wanted to point out is the close communications and the relationships that our boosters have with our principals. I think that's well noted. And as you had heard one of our speakers say, one of the things that they do is work with the principal on what are the needs of the campuses. And really then do their fundraising, and they have targeted goals to help achieve that. I know that the PTO at Sonoran Trails is doing an amazing project this year for an outdoor learning space for our kids. It's going to be amazing when they get that done. And, want to thank them for listening to our principal there and really helping her vision come to fruition. The other thing, as working with booster clubs in my previous experiences, is that there are also a lot of financial responsibilities that boosters have. And so me helping them with some just best practices. So what I find is a lot of times boosters want to do these really exciting things, but there are money transactions that are involved. So helping, I would be conducting a workshop for our PTOs and our boosters to kind of best practices and hear some of the things that I've seen work really well, just give them some resources. I have lots of resources that I'd like to refer to for them. But the main thing is just to build the kind of the understanding of this is how we work together with our boosters. And that's what I wanted to accomplish here. So having met with the leaders, put the policy in place. So later on in the agenda, we will have an action item for the governing board to approve the policy as we have created. So are there any questions about the policy, any clarifications from the board?
I would just like to thank you for the time and effort that you put in to not only research this, but to meet with the PTOs regarding this and putting the policy together. I think it's something that we've needed for a very long time, and so thank you. Moving right along. Item 4, action consent. Is there a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Item 4 passes. Okay, item 4.3 is item 4.3, our human resources item. Dr. Hendrickson.
President Busby, members of the board, we move that the governing board approve the HR items as presented.
So moved.
Second, anybody?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Just wanted to pull that real quick to comment on the fact that Nancy Scott did put in that she was leaving. Thank you for your time here at Sonora.
This is Cape
this
Creek.
whole thing, this whole Cave Creek thing. And we really do appreciate everything that you've done. We will miss you. So thank you for all your time and efforts.
Thank you, Mrs. Scott.
And then also with the approval of this HR item, we've also approved Angela Madison for the Director of Academic Services. So I'd like to read a little bit about Angela. We call her Angie, though. So Angie Madsen is an experienced educator who spent over 18 years in the field of education. She began her career in North Dakota as a language teacher and then served as a principal there as well. She later became the director of federal programs at Agua Fria, where she oversaw the implementation of the title grants. And she worked with programs for English language learners. And she also led some professional development for academies for Agua Fria as well. She has lately been the Associate Superintendent of Educator and School Excellence Units at the Arizona Department of Education. So she led a team of over 35 educators there that were responsible for statewide administration of those grants and applications and programs. Angie is passionate about student academic achievement and is committed to building systems of professional development for teachers to meet the academic and social needs of our students. With her master's degree in educational leadership and extensive experience in education, Angie is well equipped to help CCUSD improve our student learning. In her free time, Angie enjoys hanging out with her kids. She has a son that's 16 and a daughter that's 12. And together they enjoy traveling and hiking and seeing as many Marvel movies as possible. So Angie will fit right into our team. We have several Marvel lovers on our leadership team. So Angie, if you'd like to come and just say a few words to the board.
Awesome. Just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight and to join the team. Very excited. It's been wonderful to meet everyone so far, and we're going to do great things. I'm pretty pleased about this. So looking forward to getting started later this week.
She'll be starting on Thursday.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. Nothing like a quick turnaround.
Thank you, Angie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, and welcome to Cave Creek. Okay, item 6.1, fiscal year 2023-24 schedule for business and work studies special governing board meetings presented by Mrs. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. So this evening I'm presenting a calendar of board meetings for next year. At the last board meeting, we modified one of our board policies that governs when our meetings are held, and have now opened that up to presenting a calendar with dates of what board meetings would look like for next year. So what I am recommending this evening to the board is that the meetings move from Monday nights to Tuesday nights. And I will tell you from an administrative perspective of managing board docs and board questions before a meeting, a Tuesday night will give us more of a time as administration to prepare to answer any questions for the board that they may have. The governing board will still receive the packets early to review, give you a weekend to kind of review them. I know sometimes it's difficult during the week as you're working to get to the board reports and read the agendas. And then what I have found from the research and the experience that I've had in the past, majority of boards meet on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So this would be my recommendation for our next year board calendar. So I move that the governing board approve the fiscal year 22-23, 2023-2024 schedule for our business and work study special governing board meetings as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
My only concern is our student recognition. A lot of games happen on Tuesday nights for our student athletes in comparison to Mondays, but that's my only concern.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Motion passed. We have a calendar for next year. All right, 6.2, amendment to the lease agreement between Cave Creek Unified School District number 93 and Bella Fidel Fine Art, presented by Mrs. Rodriguez.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Members of the board, we have a lovely lady who teaches art classes and on our old Dams Desert Arroyo Middle School campus, and she takes up a classroom there. I met with her and discussed the potential increase. We did increase her lease by a small amount just from inflation and the cost of utilities and things like that. She is agreeable to the amount that you see in your board, and I have also let her know that we are going to do a year-to-year lease moving forward. So she was fine with that. So tonight, I move that the governing board approve the fourth amendment to the lease agreement between Cave Creek Unified School District, number 93, and Bella Fidel Fine Arts as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. All right, 6.4, approval of the salary schedules and ranges for the 2023-24 school year presented by Dr. Hendrickson.
6.3.
Oh, I'm sorry, 6.3. I crossed out the wrong one. I apologize. Amendment lease agreement between Cave Creek Unified School District 93 and Apogee Education LLC, presented by Mrs. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. This lease agreement, although it says Apogee Education, is actually the Bella Vista College Prep School that has been leasing the dams buildings, a few of the buildings for the last couple of years, last several years actually. I have met with the new management there, and they have adjusted their space a little bit, so there's less square footage that they're going to be utilizing in those buildings over the next year. Again, I am recommending a yearly lease with them as well, so we'll come back and revisit this lease every year. And I did discuss the increase in the rent for them as well, same thing due to inflation. So it is recommended that the board approve the amended lease agreement between Cave Creek Unified School District and Apogee Education LLC as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, now 6.4. Approval of the salary schedules and ranges for the 2023-24 school year presented by Dr. Hendrickson.
President Busby, members of the board, administration is presenting for approval the following salary schedules and ranges for the 23-24 school year. No major changes to the salary ranges, unfortunately. We were hoping to really kind of expand those. However, one major change that you will know is that our base salary, we're moving from $39,487 to $40,000 in the hopes that it will help attract some individuals when they see kind of in that $40,000 range. One thing that we were very cognitive of when we made that new placement is to make sure that our current first-year teachers have a gap between our new incoming teachers. Every year we've moved the base up, and so as we've given raises, and so a first-year teacher is making the same as the second-year teacher because they all moved up together. So this will allow for a gap between our current first-year teachers with their 2.5% raise, as where this base is only going up just over a percentage. So the administration, we move that the governing board approve the salary schedules and ranges for the 23-24 school year as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right. 6.5, first and final reading of policy KJA, Relations with Booster Organizations, presented by Mrs. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. So the KJA, Relations with Booster Organizations, is a new policy. This is presented as the information earlier in the meeting. The booster clubs and organizations function as separate organizations, and the purpose is to assist and support the activities in the district and at their schools. Administration is recommending that the governing board approve the first and final reading of this new policy.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Okay. All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, KJA passes as presented. We have no future agenda items. Upcoming calendar, Mrs. Rodriguez.
Yes, thank you, Madam President, members of the board. So we have lots of things happening in May. May's a big month around here. But first, again, put a plug in for Rock the District. Everybody come out and have some fun. It's really a great event. And see our talented kids. They are amazing. So we have Kiwanis Scholarships on May 8th. Where Kiwanis is very generously offering several scholarships, lots of money to our kids this year, our seniors. Inspire Excellence Awards. So that is at the Fine Arts Center, and we honor top employees that have been nominated from their campuses for an end of the year, kind of the employee of the year from each campus. Cactus Shadow Senior Awards Night, that's going to be on May 15th. Cactus Shadow's graduation, the culmination of all the work that we do here, the graduation this year is going to be at State Farm Stadium on May 17th. And then we have the Sonoran Trails 8th grade promotion, the celebrations there on May 18th, so that's the day after, at the Fine Arts Center. And then the last day of school is going to be for students on May 18th, for our teachers on May 19th. And then we will have some May Mania happening for our teachers. There's going to be lots of professional development happening in that last week in May. So we're in the process of planning all of that, and we will share the information with the governing board as we start to finalize those plans. And Miss Manson is going to be part of putting that together with us. So we're excited she's getting started right away. District office, we will be going to 410s starting May 22nd that week. So we'll be doing 10 hours and then have Fridays off, and the district office will be closed on Fridays. And then Memorial Day on May 29th.
Very good. I would just like to mention with the Kiwanis Scholarship Awards, if you've not ever attended it, I really recommend you spend about an hour at the Fine Arts Center on May 8th, because Kiwanis is going to award about $500,000 in scholarships. So it's
amazing.
Very impressive. It's amazing. And you'll learn a little bit about all of the scholarship recipients. So put that on your calendar. Anyway, okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right. We are done at 6:50. Thank you.